And it's Tosh for Stonedead TV with Festival Director Chris Sumby. How are you, man?
All right. Very stressed yesterday with the wind, which you don't normally hear at a festival, but today's going really well. The weather sorted itself out, so yeah, it's great.
The sun shines on the righteous. Because yesterday, as you said, the wind, my God. But that's the thing with an outdoor festival.
Yes, it was blowing a hoolie, as we say, in the northeast, and I did think someone had had too many curries because it was blustery, and we were panicking because we couldn't get the stage in the right place with everything down. So yesterday was push and go till the end, but the stage crew pulled it off. All the vols and staff pulled the blinders, so we got there in the end. And I think, to be honest, it was, in my experience, it was probably the best Friday we've done so far. So I'm over the moon with that.
It was a massive crowd because Friday has just turned into the second day, really, hasn't it? Let's be honest. And Spike, he delivered again, didn't he? Even though he was enjoying himself.
Spike always enjoys himself. That's because he's a Geordie boy. The northeast know how to enjoy themselves with and without beer.
But it was, yeah, and the Scarlet Rebels kicked off, having reached number 15 in the national album charts, which is great to see. And, of course, we had the classic Mr. Paul Di'Anno, who I thought was really good.
As I said, the Friday, for me, it was the best one we've done so far. Scarlet Rebels have had a fantastic week. They've done amazing in the charts. So they came in just absolutely bouncing. They got on the stage. Everybody just sort of like came in front of the stage for them, demanded one more song, which in hindsight we could have given them. It was one of them, but they just walked off and it was just bouncing. And they were just like over the moon. Paul Di'Anno, all those Maiden classics, as we discussed last year. I'm a huge Maiden fan. Bit too young to have seen him first time around, so to have him here on our stage, having playing all those classics, it just blew my mind. And then having a little bit of a chinwag with him before and after the set, it was just boyhood dream come true.
It's a great lineup this year. Everyone's looked at the lineup, and the testimony is the fact that it's sold out within months. You can't get a ticket for love nor money. Unless, of course, people are selling on the resale. And you've finally got Saxon. You've been after them, obviously, since you started. What can we say?
Not a lot, really. It's just been fantastic. We sold out at the end of November, which was mind-blowing, bearing in mind we hadn't announced Saxon. We didn't announce them till March. We didn't have the Hot 1-2 on the lineup. We hadn't announced anything for the Friday. So everybody bought. I think by the time we got to the announcement, we were 75% sold out anyway, and then when we did the announcement, the rest of the tickets went in, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks. So that was amazing, and then it just shows you how much faith people have in us as directors and volunteer rockers to put a festival on. So it's just been amazing, and they've always supported us from the first year right up to now. And walking around the arena, everyone's having an amazing time like they always do, but for some reason I think this year just feels a bit more special. It's as if we've sort of like got to where we're set out to be. You know, I think it's like probably the same as a football team winning the Premiership. You know, it's like what we're set out to be. We just need to maintain that level of success, and without, I don't know, deviating from which we're set out to do, which is be a one-day, one-stage Monster Rock show by fans, for fans.
See, you've caused a problem for yourself. Every year you cause a problem for yourself, which is you have to top the year before. You know what I mean? It's like, and then everybody expects. But we spoke last year.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same, and you've done it again this year.
Yeah.
So it's all on you now.
Well,
no pressure, Chris.
You know, last year, I mean, as I said, last year it was an eclectic lineup. It was very similar to the Donington 85. We've gone backwards when this is our 84. You know, when you had AC/DC, Van Halen, Ozzy Osbourne, Gary Moore, Accept, YT, and Motley Crue. You know, that was the pinnacle Monsters of Rock for a lot of people. I was only 6, so I was too busy running away from girls because I didn't like them to worry about rock music. But, you know, that was the Monsters of Rock for a lot of people. And I think this is, so far, is the Stonedead. Although we've had some cracking lineups in the past, and I thought last year was really good and the year before was really good, this one seems to have ticked all the boxes for a lot of people. And the lineup so far, I've seen the first 2 bands in glimpses, and they've both been absolutely fantastic, although it was pissing down the rain, pardon me French. Can we take that just in case my mum's joking? So the first 2 bands have nailed it. Everyone's in the arena having the best time ever. So it's the bar from the first 2 for the next 7 is up there. I can't wait to see what they're going to do. I've just seen Bonafide backstage, and they were like going, "This is fantastic." So that was great. So yeah, it's just amazing being part of the team and doing what we do.
When are you likely to announce any bands for 2025?
We always try to do it around the Halloween time, so that's what we'll try and do this time. And the aim is to get everything done and dusted by Christmas again. Although obviously last year we had to wait for Saxon, but we knew we had to do that. And that was one of the reasons why we compiled a very, very strong lineup right up to Saxon, to a point where a lot of people were going, oh, KK's could actually headline. And like a lot of people didn't actually see the line on the post originally what said headliner to be announced. So they were like, oh, KK's headliner. I was like, you might want to read up a bit there, like. And then, oh, you've got a headliner as well. So yeah, we made the lineup as strong as we could because we knew we had to wait for Saxon. And then we thought if we sold quite well until March, once we announced Saxon, it would sell out then. But everybody blew us away, and they just had total faith in what we were doing and bought the tickets then. So thank you very much.
And I've got to ask you this. I look at the socials. It's interesting, to say the least. What's the daftest question you've seen on the socials in the last week? I could name a few, but because you must see them and you must think, I love you all so much. Thank you for coming and all that, but come on. We spend so much time with all our FAQs, and it's quite a detailed, comprehensive manual,
Yep.
you know. Just read them.
Yeah, I mean, the questions do tend to be something which they can find quite easily, but I think that's the problem with the internet. Everything's at the fingertips, so people can just demand and the information appears. But I think this week we actually posted the big information, and I think the first bit was the gate times. So it was like the gates open at 9 o'clock for the day park, and then it was and stuff like that. And one of the comments was, "What time do the gates open?" And it was I was like, I'm going, have I missed something here? And I was like, no, it's there. So it's just, I think people they're that excited and just so chuffed that they're coming. They just forget, and everything just like sort of goes out the window and stuff like that. I mean, we've had a lot of people forget the tickets. They must be that excited, like Fred Flintstone leaving work on a Friday doing the Yabba Dabba Do. They're halfway up here, and then they go, oh, forgot the tickets. We actually had one bloke didn't have a tent, and he just slept outside in the sleeping bag. So it's one of them, isn't it?
And the future of Stonedead, are you going to expand it at all, the capacity? Because you've got the ability to do it, of course. It's a nice big site, but will that compromise the field, do you think, or would you be happy doing that?
For me personally, I think where we're at now with between 5,000 and 6,000 is a good amount. It's a nice amount. It's comfortable for us. It looks fantastic when you're on the stage and looking out at the crowd. I mean, obviously when we first started, we wanted to be like doing Monsters of Rock in 1988 with 107,000 people. But I was saying to Neil last night, we went to Bloodstock in 2019, and I went to the first Bloodstock open air indoor, and seeing how much it had grown and how far you had to walk from your car to the gates. And I was like, I wouldn't fancy doing this every day, just being part of the crew, because you'd have to be doing all the run around. As we are now, I think we're perfect. We might see what we can squeeze into the arena and go up to the 6, but that's going to be the limit. For me personally, I think we've got to where we want to be. There's no point in spoiling it because everyone's having the best time. The bands are having the best time. And as I said last year, if the fans are having a good time, the bands are having a good time, everything's all right. If either of those aren't having a good time, then we've got problems. And so far, every year, everything's been A-OK.
Can you give any clues for 25?
It's going to be good.
Thank you very much. Chris, always a pleasure.